Welcome to the night class. Today we're going to do our practice test on chapter 7. 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. Degree. What's that mean to you? Exponents. So, what do these exponents? There's 2 of them. What do we do with them? Add them. So that would be 10. Does number 2 have a variable? It does not, so it's 0. This one has 8 and 4, so it is 12. Easy peasy. Okay, 4 and 5, we are adding our like terms. So 5g squared and 3g squared make 8g squared. 2g and negative 7g make negative 5g. And then 4 is all by itself. You just put plus 4. Same thing for number 5. P squared, 6p squared is 7p squared. 9p and negative p would add up to be 8p. 9p minus 1p is 8p. And then 2 and negative 9 make negative 7. Any quick questions on 4 or 5? We doing good so far? How y'all done so far? Awesome. Difference means we subtract. I don't subtract. I change it to a positive and change all the signs behind it, and then I do it just like I do 4 and 5. Okay? That's the quickest and easiest way of doing it. So 2x squared minus 4x squared would be negative 2x squared. 4x plus x is 5x, and 9 plus 7 is 16. Same process for number 7. Change it to a positive, change all the signs behind it. We get negative 9t to the 4th. There are no other t to the 4th power, so that just stays negative 9t to the 4th. We don't have any t to the 3rd, so we skip that one. 5t squared plus 4t squared is 9t squared. 10t and 2t make 12t. And then we have a minus 9 all by itself. All right. 1 through 7, not much work to show. You're basically just doing it and writing it down. Okay? Starting at number 8, we're multiplying, and we got just a little bit of work to show. Okay? So again, you have the answers included, so you just have to check them in the back. But m times m is m squared. M times 3 is 3m. Negative 4 times m is negative 4m. And negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. And then you add your like terms right there. So that'll be m squared minus m minus 12. Okay? Good, Sarah? Awesome. Same process here. 4c times c. 4c squared. 4c times 4 is 16c. 8 times c is 8c. And 8 times 4 is 32. So we add up our like terms again. 16c and 8c. So we'll get 4c squared. 16c and 8c make 24c. And then plus 32. All right. 10. Same process. We just got 3 of them this time to go to. So x times x squared is x to the 3rd. X times negative 4x is negative 4x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. Then we go to the 1. 1 times x squared is x squared. Have a good day. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4x. Excuse me, 1 times negative 4x is negative 4x. And 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. And then again, add your like terms. So you get x to the third. We have a negative 4x squared and a positive x squared. That will be negative 3x squared. We have a negative 2x and a negative 4x will be negative 6x minus 2 for our final answer. All right. For 11, we're just going to write this down twice. Okay. And then we do what we've been doing. So negative 7 times negative 7 is 49. Negative 7 times negative 4f is positive 28f. Negative 4f times negative 7 is also positive 28f. And negative 4f times negative 4f is positive 16f squared. So, to write it in the correct order, we need to put the 16f squared first because it has the biggest exponent. The 28f and the 28f add up to be 56f, and then plus 49. 12, the last one where we're multiplying. We don't have to do the middle ones because they are exactly the same. They just have opposite signs. So if that's the case, you just have to do the first ones. That'll be 16x squared. And the last ones would be negative 36y squared. Any questions on multiplying? And as I've said before, do you have to multiply the way I'm doing? No. If you like doing the boxes, do the boxes. If you like stacking them on top of each other, stack them on top of each other. Okay? However you like to do it. As long as you're getting the same answer as I am, we're good. Everybody good? All right. Rolling right along. 13, 14, and 15. These may require work, and they may not. So, we set all of these equal to what? 0, right? Okay? So, negative 3z equals 0. So, what would z have to be there? 0. All right? Negative 3, or negative z plus 3. What would z have to be? 3. Right? So I don't really have any work to show on those two. But this one, I might need to show a little work on that one because I'm not really sure what would make it 0. So no big deal. I just come over here, 2z plus 5 equals 0, and I work it out. Okay? Those will cancel. Divide by 2. You get z is 5 over, or excuse me, negative 5 over 2. So that would be my third answer there. Okay? So 0, 3, and negative 5 over 2. Okay? I don't know why I made that 2 negative there. Sorry. There we go. All right, negative 5 over 2. 14, what would make that one 0? 0 again. And what would make t minus 2 0? Not negative 2, just what? Just 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, right? Last one on this page, S for this first one, what would make that one 0? Would be negative 10. And then what would make S minus 2 0 would be 2. All right. Any questions on the first 15? First page. All right. 16. We are doing the same thing on 16 and 17 that we just did. They are just not factored yet. So our job is to factor them. So we figure out what is the greatest common factor between 4k to the third and negative 256k, and it would be 4k. So we're going to divide these by 4k. Those cancel. We get k squared in the parentheses minus 256 divided by 4. I think that's 64, but I'm not sure. I should know. 64. It is 64. So minus 64. That will be 4k. I can factor that. That'd be k plus 8 and k minus 8. Okay. Two numbers that multiply to be negative 64 but add up to 0. And so we set all of those equal to 0. So we have this k would have to be what? What would this k have to be to get 0? 0. This one would have to be what? What'd you say? Negative 8. And this one would have to be positive 8. Okay? For 17, same process. We got to figure out what can we take out. We can take out a 5k squared. And if we divided everything by 5k squared, we're going to get k squared minus k minus 360 divided by 5, I believe, is 72. We would factor that as well. So we get 5k squared. Two numbers that multiply to be negative 72 and add up to negative 1 would be negative 9 and positive 8. And we're setting all of that equal to 0. So this k right here would have to be 0. This one would have to be 9. And that one would have to be negative 8. All right, our last sections, 18 through the rest, we are factoring. Okay? All through, what is that, 13, 12, 13 more? The rest of them you're factoring. Okay? So this one, start out just doing the common factor. What do they have in common? 4z. So I take out 4z. Divide by 4z. Divide by 4z. I will get 6z plus 1. And I'm done. Okay? Is there any more I could do to that? To factor? No. Okay? 19. Does it have a common factor? It does not. So we just play the game. Two numbers that multiply to be 30 and add up to 11 would be positive 6 and positive 5. Same process for the next one. There is no greatest common factor, so I need two numbers that multiply to be 6 and add up to negative 5. Negative 2 and negative 3 is correct. 21, same thing again. There is no common factor. Play the game. Two numbers that multiply to be negative 8 and add up to 2. What would that be? Positive 4 and negative 2. It does not, because you're saying 4 plus negative 2 was 2. Okay? Everybody good on those first 4? First 4 is pretty simple. All right? Number 5, the answer to the question we've been asking first on the first 4 has been no. But now when we get to 22, the answer is yes. What is a greatest common factor? 5. So I need to take out the 5. Okay? Divide by 5, divide by 5, divide by 5. We get v squared minus 4v minus, let's see here, that'd be 32. Is that right? And now we ask ourselves and we play the game. What two numbers multiply to be negative 32 and add up to negative 4? That would be negative 8 and positive 4. Okay? And again, if you can't think of them off the top of your head right then, don't worry about it. Just write all of them down. Start at 1 and go up. Okay? Everybody good on those 5? All right, let me erase those real quick. Move up a little bit. We'll go to 23. 23, I'm going to come over here because we got a little bit of work to show on this one. Is there a common factor? The answer is not. So what do we have to do with this 2? Borrow it. Okay, so this will become x squared minus 13x plus 40, because borrowing means we take that number in the front and multiply it by the number on the end for now. And then we play our game. What two numbers multiply to be 40 and add up to negative 13? What'd you say? All right. Any ideas? Multiplies to be 40 adds up to negative 13. What multiplies to be 40?
8.
And? What's 8 plus 5? Last time I checked, 8 plus 5 is 13, but we need negative 13, right? So no problem, we just need to make them both what? Negative. So negative 8, negative 5. One mistake you're going to make is you're going to forget to put them back. You can't forget. You got to put back what you borrowed. What did we borrow? 2. So put it back. This first one reduces to x minus 4. This one is already reduced, so you do bottoms up. You take the denominator and put it in front of the x. X minus 4 times 2x minus 5. All right. 24. 49, is that a perfect square?
Yes. Yeah.
Square root of 49 is what?
7.
7. M squared is a perfect square. We are subtracting them. So, all we have to do is take the square root of both. That'd be 7 and 7. M and M. But the M's we're going to make one positive and one negative because that's what the minus is with. That makes sense? Is 25 like 24? Are those everything perfect squares? Yes. So you do it exactly the same way. What's the square root of 25x squared? 5x. So 5x and 5x. And what's the square root of 36? 6. But since it's negative, we put positive 6 and negative 6. Okay? (26). Two numbers that multiply to be 196 and add up to be 28. I will try my best not to give you one this big on the test. It's 14 and 14. 14 times 14 is 196. 14 plus 14 is 28. But the whole purpose of this problem is, are you going to leave your answer like that? H plus 14 times H plus 14?
No.
How do we want you to write it? H plus 14 what? Squared. Okay? H plus 14 squared. 27. Is there two numbers that multiply to be negative 6 and add up to negative 2? Negative 6, so it would have to be 6 and 1. Do 6 and 1 make 2 in any way? No. Or it could be 2 and 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So this is unfactorable. Remember, you will have one problem on your test that should be unfactorable. Okay? Everybody good there? This one. What's the little process we have to do for 28? What's it called? You work in what sometimes? Groups. You got to group them, okay? It's going to be in order, so you don't have to worry about that. So what's the first group have in common? an x. If I take that x out, I get x plus 2y left. Okay? What's the second group have in common? 4. So I take out the 4. And again, I get x plus 2y equals. What do they have in common? X plus 2y, so I can bring it out front. Okay? So x plus 2y times what's left would be x plus 4. That would be your final answer. All right. So our last two. Let me scoot this up. Same process. Ask yourself, does it have a greatest common factor? This one does. The greatest common factor would be 5z to the 6th. So if you bring out 5z to the 6th, you divide those by 5z to the 6th, you'll get 4z squared minus 9. These are both perfect squares. So we do them just like we did up there earlier on number, oh shoot, what number was it? On number 24 and 25. Okay, do the same process as number 24 and 25. Can't get it back where it was. There we go. Yay. Moving on. All right, so 5z to the 6th. You take square root of 4z squared would be 2z. Put those there and there. The square root of 9 is positive 3 and negative 3 because of it had the negative sign with it. And last but not least, common factor between this one would be negative 3x. So we divide everything by negative 3x. Those cancel. We're left with x squared minus 2x minus 15. And we factor one more time. Negative 3x. What two numbers multiply to be negative 15 and add up to negative 2? That is x minus 5 and x plus 3. So, hope this video helps real quick. Hope you enjoy studying. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. No, I'm kidding. Y'all have a great day. These are, I'll put the answers up here real quick just so you can see all of them at once. This is, I'll do a slow scroll. There's the first 15, 14, 15 right there. Take a picture of it if you need to. And then the second 15 would be those. All right. So we'll see you next time. And as always, stay above the line.